Hi, welcome to our Innovation. இன்னைக்கு நம்ம சேனலில் ஹிஸ்ட்ரி 11th ஹிஸ்ட்ரி தான் பார்க்க போகிறோம். ஸோ ஆல்ரெடி சம் வீடியோஸ் நான் அப்லோட் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். லெசன் 1, 13, 14 எல்லாம் அப்லோட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். ஸோ பிளேலிஸ்ட்டில் கொடுக்குறேன், அதை பார்த்து லேர்ன் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. லெசன் 2 புக் பேக் ஆன்சர்ஸ் இந்த வீடியோவில் பார்க்கலாம். வாங்க வீடியோக்குள்ளார போகலாம். ஸோ லெசன் 2 என்னென்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஏர்லி இந்தியா, த கேல்காலித்திக், மெகாலித்திக், அயர்ன் ஏஜ் அண்ட் வேதிக் கல்ச்சர்ஸ். ஓகே, book exercise. First choose the correct answer. The main collection of Vedic by hymns are called Samhita. The land of Upper Ganga Dabur region was described as Kuru Panchalas. Adichanallur is situated in the districts of Thoothukudi. Consider the following. Which one pair is incorrect? So, idla pathina the answer is 4. Okay. So, this is the incorrect pair, that is Purohit governor. Assertion. Here, there is no evidence of child marriage in earlier Vedic period. Reason, women had been excluded from rituals in the later Vedic period. So, answer is D. Both A and R are incorrect. So, rendume mistake da. Okay, wrong da. So, D is the correct answer. Now, see very short answer. List out the literature of Vedic age. Yajur, Sama and Atharva. Write about the Zend Avesta. The Zend Avesta is a Persian Iranian text of Zoroastrianism. This book speaks about the lands and gods of the people speaking the Indo-Iranian languages. Highlight the position of women in earlier Vedic age. Women attended assemblies and offered sacrifices. Marriages was common but primitive. Practices were also continued. Polyandry seems to have existed and widow remarriages was also known. People married at the age of 16 and 17 according to scholars, and there is little evidence of child marriage. Who were the Rig Vedic gods? Agni, Surya, Siva, Sinivalli, Ushas. What do you know of the Iron Age of India? Painted grey where sites reveal the development of agriculture and pastoralism. The settlements of this period grew in dimensions. Short answer. Briefly describe the Chalcolithic culture of South India. The southern part of India has not produced cultural evidences of a full-fledged Chalcolithic culture. Pre-forted and spouted vessels have been found in some sites. Copper, bronze tools like chisels and flat axes occur at these sites. Stone tools continue to be used in this area. Black on red ware pots is found. These people survived through animal rearing and agriculture. Millets, pulses and horse gram were cultivated and fruit, leaves and tubers were collected. So, this is all about the Chalcolithic culture. So, Chalcolithic culture South India used, how they used to live. அதுதான் இந்த paragraphல இருக்கு. Short answersல கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. List out the geographical areas of earlier Vedic age. The area of eastern Afghanistan, Pakistan, Punjab and fringes of western Uttar Pradesh. Highlight the social division in the Rig Vedic period. The Rig Vedic refers to Arya Varna and Dasavarna. The Dasas and Dashyas were conquered and treated as slaves. Social classes were classified as warriors, priests and common people. Sudras as a category of people appeared at the end of the Rig Vedic period. The fourth question, analyze the characteristics of pastoral society. Cattle rearing was an important economical activity for Aryans, although they practiced agriculture. Cattle were considered wealth. The term for war in the Rig Veda was Gavishti, which means search for cows. The donation to the priest were mainly cows and women slaves but not land, which reveals the importance of pastoralism. Distinguish between the earlier Vedic society and the later Vedic society. The caste system were very flexible and it was based on one's professions rather than birth during the Rig Vedic period, but however it gradually became complex and caste system was associated with birth in subsequent period. There was no concept of untouchability in Rig Vedic, but it was a creation of later period. Sudara of the lowest caste was assigned to the task of serving the upper caste. Women were treated equal to men. Women were allowed to take part in political process. The birth of girl child was more preferred. However, in the later Vedic period, the women were treated as a second citizen and evil practices of child marriage, sati, etc. became prevalent. The Rigvedic people were mostly pastoral and lived in small territory where they had a strong sense of brotherhood. Their political life was democratic in nature. The common people elected their king in Smriti. In the later period of democratic system declined and absolute monarchy emerged. Bigger kingdom began to annex smaller kingdom, thus rise in imperialistic tendency. In the religious sphere, the Rigvedic people personified and deified the nature and worshipped them. Both men and women worshipped them. In later period, religion became more complex with Brahmins taking dominant roles and requiring number of expensive sacrifices which were out of common. So this is the distinguish between early Vedic and later Vedic period. So you can write it as a point wise கூட நீங்கள் 2 split பண்ணி கூட நீங்கள் எழுதிக்கலாம். Now if it is given for 5 marks you can write this whole point. இல்லைனா அதில் important headings மட்டும் நீங்கள் எடுத்து point wise நீங்கள் எழுதிக்கோங்க. லாங் ஆன்சர் நம்ம நெக்ஸ்ட் வீடியோவில் பார்க்கலாம். இந்த வீடியோ உங்களுக்கு ஹெல்ப்ஃபுல்லாக இருந்தால் உங்கள் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸுக்கும் ஷேர் பண்ணுங்கள். மறக்காமல் ஆர் இனோவேஷன் சேனலை சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. தேங்க்ஸ் ஃபார் வாட்சிங் our வீடியோ. தேங்க்யூ. ஹாவ் அ நைஸ் டே.